Oh, my name is Zofia Antoniak. I'm the director of the short animation The Bear.
My name is Katarzyna Melnyk, and I'm the author of A Forest.
My name is Natalia Krawczuk, and my short film is called The Captain.
My name is Natalia Dziedzic, and my short film is Endemic.
Your film is filled with very strong sexuality, and I would say that the sexuality is rather unattractive, and especially on the close-ups, it's quite disgusting how the human body looks from the close perspective.
Trochę to jest dziwne i smutne, że mężczyzna mówi.
It's strange that you say something like that, like as a man, and this is more depending on the way I draw, I think.
Drapieżna kreska i to jest mój rysunek. Chciałam zrobić po prostu film o pożądaniu.
That she wanted to make a film about lust and desire, and that was actually what the conception she wanted to do. She wanted to make a film which would be erotical, with erotisms in the story. She didn't really, not the story was the point actually. The point was the sexual part of it actually, and the story began actually with the crab, which wanted to get the meat or the honey.
Chciałam mieć kraba, który pożąda miód.
Did you aim to make kind of children film with meanings and significant messages hidden behind the pirate genre film?
I think it's a good question, but the answer is actually that I didn't aim to do neither like an adult film or a children film. I just wanted to make a story about a captain who wants to fly, basically. And the way it's turned out, that it looks like a children's film, it's basically because it was my first time I did puppet animation, and I just, I was just working on this scenography and on the puppet itself, and it just turned out to look like very fluffy and just cute. So I just used this as a mean of to tell the story.
I was wondering also, have you seen O Willy somehow before?
Yes, I had actually. I think it's a very wonderful film, actually. And I just wanted to see how how to work with it. And then I thought that actually, because I wanted to make a film which is on the water, and it's basically quite difficult to make a puppet movie with water if you don't want to use post-production, actually. So I had to find a way how to do it. And I thought that actually something like a wool or a felt would actually, it's this kind of a wool which is not put into a thread, that would look good as a water. So was basically also inspired by the movie, definitely, yeah.
The central character, the dog, and also the human characters, they haven't got eyes. And another thing was, I would say, a domination of audial sphere on visual sphere. And my question is, was it your purpose to show the world from dog's perspective, which is more audial than visual, and how did it go together with animation as a medium which is very visual?
Okay, so first about the eyes, it was on purpose because I wanted to have characters that are not aware of the situation they're in, because they are not really thinking much about their relationship and their situation. They're acting on their emotions, not thinking about it. So I thought that maybe taking their eyes away from them would be something like this, to show that these are not people and animals who are aware of what is going on. Also, the audio sphere, it was when we started working on it, it kind of created the atmosphere of a film. And also it became very aggressive and it gave more emotion into it. So I really liked the way it built the whole narrative part.
one more short question. Could you explain the title, because it's not very obvious?
Yes, the title of a forest. Like, I wanted to have this forest in the title because this is something that is not shown much in a film, but it's like, it is there. You can feel it, but you cannot see it. And also it is something that this animal is longing for. So I thought that putting it into a title would be like a good explanation of the whole story.
Can you tell us how did you develop the story? Quite amusing story, which is an anecdote and which somehow tends to be a parody of the gossips. And
apparently this story is a true story. My uncle is a forest ranger, and one of his friends told him this story about the guy who meet the bear and how it looks like. So everything in the story is true. I think it's kind of, sometimes people feel it's impossible that so many accidents happen in the one day, but it's true. And for me, I add some things like to say what alcohol do with you and how it's dangerous sometimes. So it's kind of like a kind of parody, but it's based on the true story.
And the story is led mostly by the colors and by the voiceover. And both of those elements are like very concrete, like very very strong and intensive. Weren't you afraid of taking that risk of exaggerating in voiceover and in color sphere of the film?
No, I'm graduate Academy of Fine Arts, so I have a different look than the girls that was from filmmaker schools. And it's connected to my paintings because I use almost the same colors and the same style like my paintings. Two of my friends helped me with this, with developing this story because I have a base, but I didn't have experience with writing scenarios because in our schools we mostly animate. So two of my friends, Jerzy Korpeta and Piotr Tyrała, helped me to write this plot. Yeah, but mostly it was based on the true events, like we add a little things like in language. So in my school we mostly focus at how it looks, because we are artistic school, and sometimes there is a lot of films that are from our academy that there is no plot, only very good looking views.
In our school it's a little bit different because we mostly talk about the script and about the ideas and what we want to say and how we want to say it, and the artistic part is like necessary but not the most important thing. Our teachers doesn't put pressure on that.
Our school likes do an experiment, like the movie Under the Water with meat, no, with mięso, meat, the dolls, puppets, 3D, everything. Who wants? So we are doing what we want.
Yes, I think the thing is that we don't. It's not that we have to. We specialize in a technique that we choose ourselves. So it's not that we have like it's just like we're not pressed that it has to be like painted or drawn or something. We choose it ourselves. But the real, yeah, like Kasia said, the real stress is put on the story, how it is told. Like, what is it like? Do you use close-ups or the wide frames or not? But we also still lack a bit, you know, like really thorough script work. This is what starts like in our school started recently, more or less, really.
I think our professors are more, they're more like sharing their way of thinking with us and how they would approach our films, but they don't put a pressure on following them in our work.
Yes, I think that this is what good professors do. Like, if they are, well, I think we were quite lucky because they are good filmmakers, but they also are quite good pedagogues. That's, you know, that they try to force you to do the best you can. Actually, They don't impose that you have to do it this way or that way. They always give you a choice because it's always like your film. But they try to, poke you, just, not to sit, but to work harder maybe on it. Just think about another thing. Maybe there's a better way to tell it. They try to do it this way, like as I see it. I kind of agree to the common opinion that actually school is a very nice place to be as an animator, because you just can do whatever you want. Okay, you have to do a film a year. We make each year we have to make a short film. And well, the school, maybe we don't get a big budget, but it's sufficient actually. We get the equipment and the place to do it for free. And it's quite if you make a mistake, it's not a problem. The only thing that can happen is just that you don't get a good grade. Yeah, so you can experiment basically. Like in a professional life, I don't think it's that easy.